Welcome to the Clean Slate Podcast, brought to you by ClearRank.com. And today we're going to be taking a look at Bulenox,
Yep.
a U.S.-based prop firm that is quite popular among futures traders.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be looking at Bulenox through the lens of the ClearRank Clear Score,
Right.
which is our way of evaluating brokers and firms based on a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Regulation fees, platform reliability, and real user experiences.
Absolutely. And, at ClearRank, we want to help bring clarity to this world of online trading.
Right.
And that's where our Clear Score comes in.
Mm.
It's a way for us to evaluate brokers and firms in a clear way that's based on data.
Yep.
And so today's episode should be really informative for you if you're trading futures or thinking about trading futures with a prop firm.
Yeah, and the firm we're going to be talking about, Bulenox,
Right.
has a really good Clear Certified prop firm rating.
Yeah, it's really good.
4.5 out of 5 stars.
Yep. Excellent rating.
So let's just jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start by looking at Bulenox's reputation,
Okay.
which earned a strong 4.7 on our Clear scale.
Yeah.
What's interesting is our verified feedback AI tool analyzed thousands of trader reviews, and overall the feedback is really quite positive.
It is, and it's interesting to kind of think about why it's so positive.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the big things is that traders praise Bulenox for its fast weekly payouts,
Okay.
which is a big deal for traders who are, looking to get paid quickly for their profits.
Right.
Another thing that they really like is the profit split structure.
Okay.
Bulenox has a very generous profit split structure,
Mhm.
which allows traders to keep a large percentage of their profits.
Okay.
And then finally, traders also appreciate the straightforward rules.
Okay.
Bulenox has a very clear set of rules and guidelines
Mm-hmm.
that are easy to understand and follow.
So that definitely helps to build confidence, I would think.
Absolutely does.
Fast payments.
Yep.
Clear set of rules.
Easy to understand.
Yeah. But of course, user reviews are never perfect.
Never.
There are a couple of recurring issues that we found in our analysis.
Right. And I think it's important to acknowledge these.
Yeah.
Some traders reported experiencing some technical glitches from time to time.
Okay.
And then another complaint that we saw occasionally was the speed of customer support.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they felt that customer support was a little bit slow.
Okay, but it's worth mentioning that we actually tested the platform ourselves
We did.
over several weeks, and we didn't run into any technical issues.
Nope, we didn't. And, that's always a good sign.
Is
That we can confirm that from our own experience,
right.
that the platform is stable and reliable.
Okay, great. So I think that covers the reputation side of things.
Yeah. Let's move on to account types and fees.
Okay.
This is where Bulenox receives a score of 4.6.
Okay, so what did we find in our analysis here?
Well, one of the things that we really liked about Bulenox is that they offer a well-structured set of account options. They have different account sizes to choose from, which is great because it allows traders to find an account that fits their budget and their trading style.
Right.
And then they also have 2 different trading modes.
Yeah.
They have the no scaling mode, which uses a trailing drawdown.
Okay.
And they have the EOD mode, which
Right.
has daily loss limits.
Right.
So this dual approach allows for a lot of flexibility depending on your risk tolerance and trading style.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like somebody who is really risk averse.
Right.
Maybe they would prefer
The daily loss limit structure.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And then, somebody who's maybe a little bit more comfortable with risk
Right.
would go the other way.
Could use the trailing drawdown.
Right.
Okay. Exactly.
So that's good. They're providing some options.
It is.
But I know that one of the things that we found in our analysis is that the one-time activation fees for their master accounts can be pretty significant.
Yeah. That's a really important point to consider, especially if you're looking at the larger account sizes.
Right.
Those activation fees can get pretty high,
Yeah.
up to almost $900.
Wow.
So it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, so their fee structure overall is very transparent.
It is.
We didn't find any hidden costs.
Nope.
But that initial fee for the master account, especially for those higher tiers,
Right.
you really need to be thinking about your potential return
Absolutely.
on that investment.
You need to make sure that you're going to be able to make enough profit
Right.
to cover that activation fee.
Yeah. For context, the smallest account that they offer is a $10,000 account.
Right.
Monthly fees range from $115 to $175.
Yeah.
And the activation fee for that master account is $98.
Okay.
On the high end, they have a $250,000 account
Wow.
with monthly fees around $535
Yeah.
and that $898 activation fee.
Yeah. It's a pretty big difference
Yeah.
between the smallest and the largest.
Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind.
Definitely.
But they do offer discounts for those mid-tier accounts,
They do.
starting at the $50,000 level.
Which is a nice little perk.
Yeah.
If you're somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so moving right along
All right.
to trading conditions.
Okay.
Bulenox scores very well here,
They do.
4.7.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're going to get into some of their specific trading rules.
Yeah.
And I know one of the things that stands out to me is this 40% consistency rule for withdrawals.
Right. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, as I understand it,
Yeah.
when you go to withdraw profits, no single day's profit can exceed 40% of your total earnings.
Right. So that rule encourages consistency,
Mm-hmm.
and it prevents traders from relying on just one or two big wins to make their money.
Yeah, so if you're the type of trader who has, consistent small wins,
Right.
then this rule is not really going to be a problem for you.
Exactly.
But if you're somebody who maybe has fewer trades but bigger wins,
Mm-hmm.
you might run into some issues.
You might bump up against that 40% rule.
Right, okay, so
Yeah.
it's good to know.
It is.
It's something to think about.
Yeah.
Definitely. Before you sign up with them.
Absolutely.
So in addition to that, they also have dynamic drawdown rules and daily loss limits.
They do. And that's pretty standard in the prop firm world.
Yeah, it is.
These types of rules are designed to help traders manage their risk
Mm-hmm.
and prevent them from blowing up their accounts.
Okay.
So, for example, with the $10,000 account,
Mm-hmm.
the maximum you can lose in a day is $400.
Okay.
And then for the $250,000 account,
Mhm.
it's $4,500. So
Mhm.
those are pretty significant limits.
Yeah.
But again, it's all about risk management,
Right.
making sure that traders are protecting their capital.
Okay, so it sounds like those are good rules for risk-averse traders in particular.
Absolutely. It can provide a lot of peace of mind
Yeah.
to know that you have those guardrails in place.
Okay, so let's talk about the profit split now.
Okay.
I know this is something that is really appealing about Bulenox.
It is. It's very competitive.
Yeah.
So traders get to keep 100% of the first $10,000 in profit. And then after that, it goes to 90%,
Okay.
which is still very generous.
Yeah, that 100% is a really nice draw
It is.
compared to other firms out there.
Absolutely. It's a great way to get started
Right.
and build up your capital.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to trading platforms.
Right.
Here they received a 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
They do seem to have a pretty solid lineup of platforms to choose from.
Yeah, they do. They offer a good variety of popular platforms,
Mhm.
including NinjaTrader,
yeah.
SierraChart,
Mm.
Quantower,
Yep.
Bookmap, X-Ray,
Mm-hmm.
and Rhythmic RTrader Pro.
Okay.
So a lot of the big names are covered there.
Yeah.
And one of the key benefits of their platform offerings is their integration with Rhythmic.
Okay.
Rhythmic is a popular order, routing, and market data provider
Mm-hmm.
that's known for its low latency and reliability.
Right.
So that integration ensures that Bulenox traders have access to fast order execution and real-time data.
Yeah, which I think is particularly important for futures traders.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
essential for futures trading.
Now, if you're somebody who trades with multiple brokers,
Right?
the fact that NinjaTrader has a multi-provider mode
Yes.
could be really useful for you.
It could.
You can connect to multiple brokers through a single platform.
Exactly.
So that's good.
Yep, it's a convenient feature.
But we did note a couple of potential downsides when it comes to the platforms.
We did, and I think one of the main ones is just the complexity of setting up some of these platforms,
Okay.
particularly SierraChart with Rhythmic.
Mhm.
It can be a little bit complicated.
Right.
It involves some manual configuration,
Mm.
which might be a hurdle for traders who are less tech savvy.
Okay.
And then another potential downside is that if you're a Mac user,
Right.
you might have some limitations.
Okay.
NinjaTrader and RTrader Pro are primarily designed for Windows,
Mm-hmm.
so you might need to use some workarounds to get them to work on a Mac.
Okay, so that's definitely an important consideration if you're a Mac user.
It is.
But for anyone who's interested in testing out Rhythmic,
Yeah.
they do offer a 14-day free trial.
They do.
So that's a good way to kind of try it out
Absolutely.
before you commit to anything.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, let's talk about getting paid.
All right.
The payout process, which scored a 4.4.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the big takeaway here is the speed of the payouts.
Yeah. Bulenox is known for its fast payouts.
Mm-hmm.
They process payouts weekly, usually on Wednesdays,
Okay.
and they offer multiple payout methods, including ACH, PayPal, and Wise.
Okay, so that's very convenient.
It is.
for traders around the world.
Yeah, it provides a lot of flexibility.
Right.
And then another nice thing about Bulenox is that they handle all the tax paperwork for you.
Okay.
So they automatically provide the necessary tax forms,
Mm-hmm.
like the 1099 for U.S. residents
Right.
and the W-8B Ben for international traders.
Okay, so they're taking care of all that for you.
Exactly, so you don't have to worry about it.
That is convenient.
It is.
But I know there are some limits on those initial payouts, right?
There are some caps on how much you can withdraw for your first 3 payouts.
Okay.
And they also have a safety buffer requirement.
Okay, what does that mean?
So that means you have to maintain a certain amount of money in your account
Mm-hmm.
in order to be eligible for a withdrawal.
Okay, so for example, on a $10,000 account,
Mm-hmm.
the most you can withdraw in those first 3 instances is $750 each time.
Right.
And you need to maintain at least $1,100 in the account.
Okay, so those restrictions can affect your early access to profits.
They can.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to keep in mind,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're relying on those early profits to,
Right.
fund your trading or
To
where
pay your bills or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And one other thing to note is they don't currently offer cryptocurrency as a payout option.
Right.
So if you're looking to get paid in crypto,
Mm-hmm.
Bulenox is not going to be the right choice for you.
Not at this time.
Okay.
But, maybe they'll add it in the future.
Yeah, maybe so.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to account opening.
Okay.
This is where Bulenox got a solid 4.6.
Yeah.
It looks like the initial setup is pretty quick.
It's very streamlined.
Okay.
So setting up a regular retail or qualification account can be done in under 10 minutes.
Wow.
And you don't have to go through the KYC process right away.
Okay, so that's nice.
It is, yeah. It makes the initial sign-up process
Yeah.
very quick and easy.
Yeah, so you can get up and running really quickly.
You can.
But what about moving to a fully funded master account?
Right. So that's where things get a little bit more involved.
Okay.
So once you've met their profit goals
Mm-hmm.
and followed all the trading rules during the qualification phase,
Right.
then you'll need to pay a one-time activation fee for the master account.
Okay.
And as we discussed earlier, that fee ranges from 98 TED to 898 types,
Yeah.
depending on the account size.
It's a pretty big range.
It is.
Yeah.
It's something to keep in mind.
And one thing that we noticed in our analysis is that these master account fees aren't immediately obvious when you first sign up.
Right. They're not front and center,
Um,
but they are available in their help resources.
okay.
So if you dig around a little bit, you can find them.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice if they were more upfront about those fees.
Yeah, it would.
From the start,
Yeah, full transparency is always appreciated.
always.
But to be fair to them, you don't need to do KYC for the initial qualification account.
That's true.
You do need to complete full identity verification before you can withdraw funds from your master account.
Right. So they do eventually require KYC.
Right.
It's just not right at the beginning.
Okay, so that brings us to our final category,
All right.
customer support.
Okay.
This is where Bulenox scored a 4.1.
Mm-hmm. Not their strongest category.
No, but it sounds like their response times are generally pretty good.
Yeah, in our testing, we found that they were pretty responsive
Mm-hmm.
via email.
Okay.
We typically got same-day replies, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And they also offer support in multiple languages,
Oh, okay.
which is helpful for their international users.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And they were helpful in addressing some platform-related questions that we had during our evaluation.
They were knowledgeable and helpful.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But there are some limitations to their support options, aren't there?
There are.
Okay.
So the main limitations are that they don't have live chat or phone support.
Right.
So if you have an urgent issue,
Mm-hmm.
your only option is email,
Okay.
which can be a bit frustrating
Yeah.
if you need help right away.
Especially if you're in the middle of a trade or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other limitation is that their self-help resources are a bit limited.
Okay.
Their FAQs could be more extensive,
Mm-hmm.
which might lead to traders needing to contact support more often.
Right. Okay, so I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah, I think we've hit all the main points.
So what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
So summing up, Bulenox has a lot of strengths.
Mm-hmm.
They have generous profit splits.
Yeah.
They offer risk-free qualification,
Right.
so you can get started without risking your own capital.
Yep.
They're accessible to traders globally.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good variety of trading platforms to choose from,
Right.
and they offer fast weekly payouts.
Yeah. Those are all great things.
Yeah,
But of course, there are also some weaknesses.
there are.
The activation fees for those master accounts can be quite steep.
Yeah.
especially for the larger account sizes.
Right.
They have that strict consistency rule for withdrawals,
Mm-hmm.
which may not be suitable for all traders.
Right.
Their primary platforms are Windows only,
Mm-hmm.
which can be an issue for Mac users.
Right.
There are restrictions on those early withdrawals,
Yeah.
and they have limited customer support channels.
Yeah. So it sounds like there are some definite pros and cons to consider.
Absolutely.
So if you're thinking about using Bulenox as your prop firm,
It really comes down to your individual trading style and
exactly,
your
you
needs.
need to weigh the pros and cons
Yeah.
and see if Bulenox is the right fit for you.
Right, that consistency rule, I think, is a big one
It is.
to really understand.
Yeah, you got to wrap your head around that one.
Yeah. And also the platform situation,
Mm-hmm.
if you're on a Mac.
Right.
So
That's
be sure
it.
to do your research
Absolutely.
and check out our full review of Bulenox on clearrank.com.
Yeah, we have a ton of information there,
Yeah.
including a detailed breakdown of their clear score
Mm-hmm.
and how they compare to other prop firms.
Okay, great. Well, I think that just about wraps it up for us.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
So thanks for joining us for this review of Bulenox
Thank you.
through the ClearRank lens.
We'll appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us on the Clean Slate podcast, brought to you by clearrank.com. We'll see you next time.